This is a tutorial for percentage. Let's start. So in year 23, a population of rabbit consists of 3120 individuals. The population is increased by 5% in 2024, which is the next year, and decreased by 5% in the next year after that. So how many rabbits are there in the beginning of the next year? Okay. So there is a 5% increase from where? Of what? Where of the 3,820. So, and it happens in 2024. So at the beginning of 2024, there are 3,120 rabbits. Okay. So beginning of 2024, we have 3120. And during this year, it has increased by 5%. So to get the total number after this year, we use this 1 plus 5% is equals to how many? So this 5% is also 0.05. So this is times 1 plus 0.05. And this is times 1.05. Okay, so we have 220 times 1.05. We have 3276. Okay, at the end of 224. So this is the beginning of 225 then. So 225 starts. Oh, by the way, if I expand this, so 3120 times 1. If I expand this expression, will be equal to plus 3120 times 5%. So this is the original amount. This is the increased amount. Okay. If I expand this bracket, okay, that's why I can calculate like this. So at the beginning of 225, now this is 3276, and then it's decreased by 5%. 5% of what? So actually, it is not the most clear here because it can be the 5% of 3120. However, since we calculate the increase in 224 based off the number at the end of 223, so which means here we should calculate the 5% of the decrease of 2025 based off the number at the end of 2024. So it's the previous year. So yeah, which means we should use 3276 here instead of 3120. So this is times 1 minus 5%. Okay. So 5% is 0.05. So because 5% has the same value as 5 over 100 and has the same value as 0.05. So it's like moving 5 decimal dots to the left or 2. So let's say this is 5. This decimal dot is here. So move it to the left 1 time and then 2 times. Okay. And this is the way we interchange the percentage to the decimal. So this is 1 minus 0.05. Okay. So which means this is 0.95. Then times 1 minus 0.05 is times 0.95. Okay. So we have 3276, so times 0.05. This is 3112 times 312 0.2 number of rabbits. This is at the end of 225, which means is the answer we're looking for. However, we cannot have 0.2 rabbits, so we fix it to 3112. So it's correcting to nearest integer. Okay. So for this bracket, if we expand it, it will be 3276 times 1, the original amount at the beginning of 2025, and 3276 times negative 5%. Okay. So this is the original amount. This is the amount decreased. That's why we have a negative here. Okay. So then adding these two times together, we'll get 3112. Okay. So number 2, the gas price was decreased by 20% and is $8 per liter now. What was the gas price? Okay. So now it is 8. It was lowered, so what was it before it is lowered? So let X be the price before the change. It was decreased by 20%. So X times 1 minus 20% is equals to 8. So 20% is 0.2. So X times 1 minus 0.2 is equals to 8. So X times this is 0.8 is equals to 8, which means X is equals to 8 times 0.8, which is 6.4. So the original price is $6.4 per liter before the change. So number 3. You lend $500 to a bank and a 4% simple interest is applied per year, paying you back after 5 years. What will be the total amount that you get back? So then we can calculate the interest total charged for the 5 years. So total interest charged will be equals to $500. For 1 year, it is 4%. It's a simple interest. So we can multiply, this is the interest for 1 year. Then if we multiply this by 5 years, then we have the total interest. So 4% is 0.04. So 500 times 0.04. This is the interest for 1 year is $20. Then times 5. Interest for 5 years will be $100. So together with the original amount to pay back, then the total will be 500 and the $100 of interest will be $600. So this is like a fixed deposit, or in some country a time deposit. Okay. So number 4, you borrowed $150 from a bank and has to pay back a total of $180 after 2 months. What is the simple interest rate per month? Okay, so now we have to find the interest rate. So let the interest rate be x. So x will be decimal number because we're not saying x%. So then x will be decimal number that we can turn it into percentage later. So the interest will difference of these two. The total interest will difference of these two, and it is for 2 months. Okay. The interest rate is per month. Okay. So the total interest is the difference between these two. So 180 minus 150, which will be $50. This is for 2 months. So interest per month will be 30 divided by 2, which is $15. Okay. So the amount borrowed is 150. So 150 times the interest rate x will be the total interest per the 1 month. Okay, because this interest rate is for 1 month. So it's 15. So x will be 0.1 here. So x is equals to 15 divided by 150. It will be equals to, this is 1, both of them, the denominator and denominator can be divided by 15. So this is 1 over 10, which will be 0.1. If you turn it back to percentage, it will be 10%. So move the decimal dots to the right for 2 times. 1, 2. Then we have the 10%. Oh. So it's like the 0.1 has like O's after it. So it's like 0.1. I can add this if you got this carries low value. So the decimal dot for 1 times, 2 times. Then we have 10 dot, which is 10%. Okay. Yep. 5. A grocery store is selling a carton of laundry powder for $15 per carton. A promotion is going on in which you can buy 4 and get 1 free. You also have a membership card which grants you a 10% discount, but you cannot use it if you participate in the promotion. Okay, so only one of the discount can be used, in which way you can buy laundry powder at a lower price per carton. Okay, so we have $15 per carton. Which one has a lower price per carton? So there are 2 ways to calculate this. Either we calculate the discount for both. This is 10% for the later choice. For the former choice, we can also calculate discount rate, or we can just directly calculate the price per carton. Okay. So for the price per carton, we have $15 per carton, and then we buy 4 and get 1 free, which means for the price of 4, we have 5 cartons of laundry powder. So the discounts will be so the price per carton will be, so 64 times 15 will be the actual price paid, but then we have 5 cartons from that. So 15 times 4 is the actual price paid, and then we get 5 cartons out of this because buy 4 get 1 free. So this 15 times 4 is dollars. This 5 is carton of laundry powder. Okay. So we have 60 divided by 5, which will be $12 per carton of laundry powder. Okay. If you use the first promotion. And if we use the membership discount, we'll get 10% discount. So the actual price that we will pay will be 15 times 1 minus 10%. So this is 0.1. So which means 1 minus 0.1 is 0.9. So 15 times 0.9 will be 13.5. Okay. This is 1 carton. So per carton wise, the buy 4 gallon free is cheaper per carton, but then we'll have to buy 4 of them, which means we'll get 5 cartons. But if you only buy 1 carton, then it will be slightly more expensive. Okay. Number 6. Another grocery store is selling the same brand of peanut butter at $8 with 660 milliliter size at a 10% discount, and a $6 with 440 milliliters size at a 15% discount. Which one is a better bargain in terms of price per milliliter of peanut butters? So I actually encountered these similar questions when buying peanut butters, because they are like different volume. So how do we do this one? So we can like do an estimate, because at the supermarket or at the grocery store, we do not have a calculator. So we can't do something like dividing by 440 or dividing by 660. Okay. But what we can do is to do an estimate, because we see that 660 is 1.5 times of 440. Okay, because half of 440 is 220. 440 plus 220 is 660. Okay, so we see this 440 times 1.5 is 660. Okay, so let's compare the actual price after applying the discount. So for the $8 peanut butter, so for the $8 peanut butter, the actual price will be 8 times 1 minus 10%. So this is 0.1. 1 minus 0.1 is 0.9. So 8 times 0.9. Then we calculate 8 times 0.9 mentally, because we know 8 times 9 is 72. So 8 times 0.9 will be 7.2. Okay. Then this is the actual price for the $8 version. This is 660 milliliter. For the smaller version, this is 6 times 1 plus 15%. 1 minus 60% is a discount, not a price increase. So we have 6 times 1 minus 0.15. Okay, we have 6 times 0.85. So this one a little bit more hard to do. However, we can still do some approximations. Let's say we find out what 5% is for $6. What is 5% of $6? 5% is like 1 over 20. Right? So 6 over 20 will be 6 over 20 will be 0.3. Okay. So which means we know 5% is 0.3. Which means 15% will be 3 times of 0.3 will be 0.9. So 15% discount means $0.9 cheaper. Okay. So which means this is 5.1. Can verify this. So 6 times 0.85 is 5.1. Okay. Dollars. Okay. So then we do an estimate, because if this one is the 440 milliliter version, is a better bargain per milliliter, then if we multiply this by 1.5, the number should be smaller than 7.2. Okay. So 5.1 times 1.5. So 5.1 times 1.5, we like half of 5.1 will be something like 2.5. 2.55 actually. Yeah. So oh no, half of 5.1 is 2.55. So 5.1 plus 2.55 is 7.61. Oh, which is higher than 7.2. Okay. 5.1 times 1.5 is adding 5.1 to its half. So we're adding 2.55 to 5.1, which will be 7.65, which is higher than 7.2. So which means this one is a better bargain, okay, per milliliter. Okay. So find 7 point, yes, yeah. Okay. The 7. If $1,200 is borrowed from the bank, a 4% interest is charged annually, calculated every 3 months. What is the total amount to pay back after 2 years? Okay. So this is calculated every 3 months. So this is a compound interest. So then we apply the formula. $1,200 times the factor of 1 plus 4%. Oh, but not 4%, it's annually. It's every 3 months. So what should be the interest rate for the 3 months? So this will be a ratio. So 3 months is in 12 months, which is a year. A year is 4%. Then we are looking for a percentage here. Okay. These two ratios are the same. So I can simplify this ratio. This is divide both sides by 3, 1 to 4. Oh, which means this is 1%. Okay. Okay, in 3 months. So times 1 plus 1%. The other way to get the 1% is to multiply the 4% by 3 months over 12 months. This is 1 over 4. We also get 1%. Okay, so we get the factor. Then how many times is it calculated? So it's in 2 years. In 1 year, it's calculated 4 times because it's calculated per season. So in 2 years, it is calculated 8 times. So the 8 times can be calculated by dividing 2 years, which is 24 months. 24 months divided by 3 months. It's calculated 8 times. Okay. Let me simplify this. 1% is 0.01. So 1.01 to the power of 8. Okay. So 1200 multiplied by 1.01 to the power of 8. We get something like this. So 1299.428. 047. Okay. So this is like play with cent, so it will run up to the nearest cent. So 1299.43. Okay. The total amount to pay back after 2 years. Okay, this is the end of this tutorial. See you next video.